Hello Wine Society members, this is Mike Ratcliffe speaking. I'm the Managing Director of Warwick Wine Estate in South Africa, and today I'm going to be tasting a wine for you. It's the Warwick Trilogy. Now many of you have been purchasing this wine from Wine Society for 15 years, you're very well versed with it, but I thought that I would tell you a little bit of the history behind it and a little bit about the wine. Firstly, Trilogy is the first blend ever produced at Warwick. We've been producing it for 25 years already. It has always been the same three varieties: Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc and Merlot. And like any great blend, the real purpose for blending is to be able to extract the greatness from each vintage. So in a year when the Merlot might underperform, we increase the Cabernet. In a year that the Cabernet Franc might be very strong, it might get a bigger say in the final blend. And this is what makes blends great. Nothing is different with Trilogy. We've got every single vintage we've ever produced in our cellar, in our wine library, and on a routine basis we go back into our library, we taste the wines, we compare them with our tasting notes and our harvest reports, and we reflect back on what has made them great. Of course, not every vintage is great, but what I'm tasting in front of me right now is the 2008 vintage. Now, this is a vintage that has made the entire team at Warwick very proud. We have been really enjoying it, watching this wine gather awards and accolades around the world. But actually it's just a continuation of the philosophy at Warwick. The Cabernet Sauvignon in this blend gives it backbone, it gives it structure, it gives it concentration, and also it contributes a little bit of oak to the final blend. The Merlot in it, albeit a small component, provides juicy, luscious, rich, round flavors, and the Cabernet Franc gives it a little bit of austerity and certainly perhaps the most distinctive flavor which goes into the blend. Now, this wine will last for a long time. If you've got the patience, this wine will reward you. A minimum of 10 years in the cellar is comfortable. I would suggest that if you've got a well vented and temperature controlled cellar, that it would go even further than that. I know that many of you have received this wine over the years and many of you still have it in your cellar. Why not pop a bottle? See what it tastes like. It should be tasting great. The Trilogy is going to be released into the Society in 2011, and I hope that you enjoy it. Let me have a little taste. Beautiful nose, very elegant. That's definitely a hallmark of the wines from Warwick. We like to err on the end of restraint rather than going for blockbuster status. Rich, round, redolent, certainly not overpowering, luscious. I'm pretty happy about that. And I hope you are too when you get some. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you for supporting Warwick through the Wine Society. Cheers.